Hi guys. I've tried filming this before, but I kept getting interrupted, or I brushed over a bunch of huge stuff because I was trying to minimize it. Even though this is a draw my life, I think I'm going to do it a little slow. And then whatever it is you guys are curious about, maybe you can leave it in the comments so I can actually do story times. My story starts well before I was born, as everybody's story starts that way. If you know me in real life, or you even saw my video, you might have noticed that I'm ethnically Indian. That's how I would draw India. I would draw the country here if I could actually draw. But they decided to move to America for economic opportunity. My dad had a job there, and my mom had just got married to him, so they came here. After they got here, they had my big brother, and then I think 4 years later, they had me. Now, they had me on a snowy night in November. Snow fell from the sky no, I'm just kidding. I have no idea what type of night it was or if it was even night, because every time I ask my mom what time it was, she's like, dude, I don't know. I was giving birth. I didn't have time to look at the clock. What? But, yeah. Up until the 8th month, they thought I was going to be a dude. So, when I came out as a girl, they were like, oh, nuggets. We've only bought boy clothes. This is what I think boy clothes look like, I guess. But my brother picked out my first dress, which is probably still somewhere in our house. That looks nothing like a dress. Maybe I should have done a talk about my life while you look at pretty scenery, but we're already in this, so yeah. My mom picked my name, but there's no real meaning behind it, and she also spells it weird, so everybody pronounces it wrong, but that's okay, because it's my name. Me, though, I like to put a ton of effort into picking names for characters or people or nicknames or whatever, because I think that's really important. My mom just thinks names are fun, which is cool. I like that she thinks that way. I just don't. Now I go by V, which I wanted to be spelled this way, but everybody spells it this way, because when you spell it this way, people say Vi, or Vi got once, so V is just easier, and I don't mind it. I guess I'll start from the beginning. My first friend's name is Luke. Luke and I were best friends for a really long time. By the way, this probably won't be chronological order, because stories don't really have a beginning and end when you're talking about a person. At least that's how I think. I feel like it only makes sense to jump around a bit, but if it gets confusing, leave a comment, and I'll probably fix it. Because I'm getting better at this YouTube stuff. So yeah, me and Luke, best friends. Very platonic. He's like my brother. Well, he's not like my brother over here, but he's like a brother. Yeah. Luke and I couldn't really be more different, but he is my closest friend. Well, one of them. And he actually has his own YouTube that he's going to post on soon, which I will link below. I thought Luke and I were going to go through high school and everything together, because we'd already been through our whole lives together, but turned out Luke was moving away. I was really sad when I found out Luke was moving away. But that's because I figured that we wouldn't be friends anymore. If you scroll way back in my meme page, that's right, I do have a meme page, probably won't link it below. You can see that I wrote him this long birthday message saying, I love you, but you're moving away. I hope we're still friends, but I know we'll still be friends, even though I didn't really know. When he first moved away, I kind of stopped texting him. I would get texts from him, but I would kind of ignore them because I wanted him to have his own life where he moved. I better not say it. Then one day he told me even I barely talked to him, and I felt really bad. I realized that distance shouldn't separate friends, because friends that lasted as long as me and him should never be separated. Whether it's distance or time, I always feel close to him. I was in grade 9, I think, when he sent me a letter. This was the first letter I'd ever gotten. Well, that's probably not true, but it was the first one I'd gotten from far away. That was addressed actually to me instead of just family or something. Luke asked me if I checked my mailbox a ton, and I told him I didn't, and I kept getting really confused on what he was asking. That's my attempt to draw a mailbox. He was like, no, check it. And I was like, okay. And then I got his letter. And it's my favorite letter ever. I still reread it sometimes. We send letters back and forth, which probably doesn't make much sense considering that we're living in a technological era, that we don't need to do that because we can just send a text message. That is also my interpretation of a cell phone, but you guys know what I'm saying. Letters help me feel close to him, and that's also when I realized how much I loved writing. If you know me at all, you know that my passion for writing is so immense. I write all the time, as much as I can. So yeah, we're still going strong. He also has a podcast. I'll link that too. I'll also link my podcast. So I had my best friend, but he's a grade below me because if you know, I was enrolled in school a year early. 1 year, I guess. They enrolled me because I could already spell my name, and my name is not just B. It's like an actual full name that I don't really like to talk about. So if you know it, please don't leave it in the comments. It's not that I'm ashamed of it, I just prefer V. And when you tell people your real name, they only want to call you your real name because it makes them feel special, which is fine. I don't mind it most of the time. But I prefer to go by V. So if you know me, call me V. So yeah. So they enrolled me in school early. And then I had my first grade teacher. She was really mean. There was this one day in class. She just really hated me. But there's this one day, I don't know if your guys' schools did this, but it was like a you day. So it was my day, and she would write a few facts about me. She was like, how old are you? 6 or 7. And I said, I'm 5. And she was so angry. I've never seen anyone that angry. And she was like, I'm going to tell the principal you're so disobedient. She called me a liar in front of the whole class. I actually got teased about it a lot, but whatever. She ended up checking my file. And then, of course, it said I was 5. And then she was like, oh, we don't have to tell the principal. And I thought I was going to get in trouble if the principal found out that I was 5. But she probably would have just gotten in trouble. I feel like some people just shouldn't be teachers. I ended up going to school with her son a while later. I think he had a crush on me because he used to kind of follow me around. And he always picked his nose, so I didn't really like him. I tried to be nice, though. Sorry if you see this. I hope you don't, though. My 2nd grade teacher, I really liked her, but she didn't remember me. 2nd grade is when I met Colleen. Colleen's also one of the most important people in my life. I stay over at her house a lot. She remembered Colleen, though. We were roller skating. I was kind of bummed, but I was glad that she remembered Colleen. Colleen's a very memorable person. 3rd grade, I remember my teacher said I soaked up information like a sponge. And I remember being so excited about that. I didn't even know what the expression meant, but I knew it was a compliment because of the way that she smiled. So I was all smiles because of that. I also learned that that year I would need glasses, and I was super scared that everyone was going to tease me. But actually nobody teased me, except for Luke's big brother, Waylon. He was like, haha, 4 eyes, one time, and then I tried to say something that actually didn't make any sense, and he was just really confused. I was like, well, I have 4 eyes, so I can see better than you, because you only have 2, but I have 4. I have 4 of them. 4 is greater than 2. He was just like, bro, what are you talking about? But I felt pretty happy with it, so. I remember my mom used to take me to the library because, reading's important. And I loved to read as a kid, and even now. And there was this one librarian there, and she was really nice. And when I was really young, like 3, maybe 4, I used to write on the envelopes there, like draw her pretty little pictures or write weird poem things. And there's somewhere in the library a pillar with my real name on it. I scribbled it there, and I didn't even get in trouble because she thought it was so cute. She was really nice to me. And I remember in 3rd grade, told her I was nervous about the whole glasses thing. And she was like, you can say sticks and stones hurt my bones, but your words will never hurt me. So that hurts, but I guess words can't hurt. But I learned later that words definitely can hurt. In fact, I prefer this to this stuff. But that's okay, because she was just trying to help, and she was really nice. She always made me feel special. 4th grade, I had a teacher that really hated me. Not really sure why she hated me. She favored her niece, I guess. She gave me detention on my birthday. I was really sad about it. But I also met this girl named Brooke that year, and I thought Brooke was the coolest. Brooke and I hung out all the time, and we had a little nature club. And Brooke even slept over at my house once for my birthday. Our birthday parties were like a really big deal back in the day. I was also friends with this other girl who hated her because she was jealous, and I don't know, it was a whole thing. Then 5th grade happened, and I shaved my head. Brooke moved away, and I didn't have any friends in my grade. This was the second time I shaved my head. The first time, Luke told his dad he didn't want to hang out with me anymore, which I still tease him about. But anyways, everybody thought I was a boy, and I was really sad. I also got really fat because I was really sad, and everybody just thought I was a fat boy, and I cried all the time. And I would look at girls with long hair and be really jealous. But I think I was a cute-looking kid, and that I should have been less self-conscious. But that's hard to do when, you're getting picked on. I had this one neighbor who was particularly awful, but that's a story for another day. Then came 6th grade. All my hair had grown back, and I wanted to dye my hair electric banana. This is iconic, and I got teased about it even in high school, but just in a joking way by friends. I did it because I wanted to seem cool, and it actually worked. People did think I was cool in middle school because I guess people don't actually know what cool means in middle school, because I was a hot mess. But in 6th grade, I made friends with these 3 girls that I don't even talk to anymore at all. And I guess it should make me sad, but I've made a bunch of really cool friends since then, and I'm still friends with Colin and Luke, so I'm not really upset about it. Middle school was, as you can imagine, cringy. I had a huge crush on this kid named Roberto. I would leave poems in his locker and sent him a lollipop on Valentine's Day because our school did these like 25-cent, okay, maybe 10-cent Valentines, and he was honestly really nice considering it. I found a diary entry of mine where I was like, OMG, he high-fived me. And I was really excited about it, which is kind of embarrassing, but I guess more cute. Luke used to tease me about it. I'm pretty sure he told my mom about it on the car ride, and my mom was mad because I wasn't supposed to be thinking about boys yet. So, that stunk. Boo you, Luke. But yeah, then 8th grade happened, and I cut my hair short again, and then one of these friends said it was bad, and then I got mad at her, but we made up, I guess. I looked really bad. This one said I looked like a boy too, and this one said long hair looked better, but what more can you expect? They're middle school girls. So, cut my hair nice and short, and everybody kind of thought I was a boy again. If you find a picture from then, you can ignore it. I don't look like that anymore. Then grade 9 happened. Grade 9 was pretty life-changing because I was in my first engineering class. Engineering class changed me forever because I had the best engineering teacher. His name was Mr. Freetag, and he always listened to my jokes, and he low-key called me out when I was not doing my best. And he was just a really nice person overall. He always wanted to help instead of just feel like a cool teacher, which kind of made him a cool teacher, but he made me stick with engineering, and I owe him a lot. Oh, and if you don't know, I'm a Bio-E major, bioengineering. So grade 9, I was in this engineering class, and there was this dude named George, and I used to have a crush on George in middle school, but we ended up being like best friends in grade 9. Like we talked all the time because we had like a million classes together, and he ended up being really important to me in high school. But he was friends with this other dude in the engineering class who had a crush on me, and honestly I didn't really care about this dude until I learned that he had a crush on me. So then we dated for like 2 weeks, but then he broke up with me over Skype while eating a pickle. I pretended not to be sad, but then I called my friend and cried because I felt like that's what I was supposed to do. Then sophomore year, he told me that he liked me again, so we dated, but that was a bad time for me to be dating because I was a huge mess sophomore year. I was a mess of a person, and I definitely wasn't old enough or smart enough because I was 14 and I had no business dating anyone, but we're still really good friends, even though we broke up. But I don't even know if I should consider that dating, considering how long ago it was. So then there was grade 11. I used to fight with my mom, my family, and everything in grade 10, so in grade 11, I guess I decided I wanted to turn things around and be a better daughter in person. And it worked. I went from having a 2.9, which my mom was really mad about that year, to a 4.3. This was because, hold on, I had this teacher. His name was Mr. Ha. Mr. Ha was awesome because at parent-teacher conferences, he told my mom that he wasn't sure why I wasn't in the honors class. It was psychology, by the way. My mom was like, bro, say less. And she marched right up to my counselor and she was like, let's move her to honors. And I was just kind of clueless. I was really excited because it was the first time I ever said, or ever heard somebody tell me I was like honors worthy. So that made me feel like I was smart enough to get a higher GPA. And I did, because like I said, I got a 4.3 that year. My mom and Mr. Ha and everybody was really proud of me. But a lot was going on that year too, and my life was messy again. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention, like I said, stories aren't linear. I sound like an indie girl, but music was always a really important part of my life because my mom made me take piano classes as a kid. I was really bad as a kid. I would forget my backpack for piano on purpose at the house. We would have to drive all the way back because I hated going to piano. But then in high school, I think it was grade 11 or 10, I started to really love music. And I worked really hard, and my teacher was actually glad that she put up with me for that long because I was one of her best students after that. Not the best, but one of them because I worked so hard. Anyways, I just became easier to work with. That's the main takeaway because I actually cared about practicing. I also learned saxophone since 5th grade. I was really bad at it until grade 11. I was put into jazz ensemble. I made a bunch of friends here, and jazz was super important to me in high school. I did it grade 9 through 12, but in grade 12 it became a lot of pressure because I was principal player and I was in the top bands, and I just became really sad because of it. Because I had all this stuff going on at home, which was bad, and then stuff going on at school made it feel like there was just this dark cloud like ringing on me and I was all alone. And high school just ended up being this experience that I decided I didn't want to look back on. But I think that's dumb because you guys know yin and yang. Watch me attempt to draw it. There is good in bad and bad and good. So I shouldn't really look at memories like that, but I tend to do that with middle school and high school, and honestly, elementary too. I'm gonna work on that though. So finally, school was done. I didn't have any commitments to playing instruments anymore. I still play piano a lot, but my saxophone's actually kind of broken right now, so I need to go get that fixed after Corona. So after that, I went to university. This is my attempt to draw university, I guess. Just ignore it. But I was really scared and sad because I had gone to the same school with the same kids my entire life, and this was my first time going somewhere completely new. And I wasn't sure that I was smart enough or cool enough to make friends. But I ended up meeting somebody who became very important to me here. And I could name everyone important, but I'll definitely forget someone, and I'll feel really bad. So I'm just gonna name her because she ended up being my roommate and my best friend, and it's really important to me. But here I met Mo. Mo has her own YouTube channel. She's really, really, really important to me because, I don't know, she just is. I'm drawing her like she's an old lady. Forgive me, Mo. But we met and we hit it off right away, even though it was really weird and it was kind of awkward. By day 3, we were best friends. And I'm really, really lucky that I found her. She reads all my work because, as you guys know, I like to write a lot. And she always reads it. She's going to read my final draft of a book that we've been working on for a long time. Today or tomorrow or something. But I really, really appreciate Morgan. She has a great heart and she's really smart. That rhymed. I should be a rapper. But seriously, she always encourages me to do my best and shows me cool stuff, and she got me interested in K-pop in the first place, and she's just really nice and open-minded and cool, and she always listens to you, and she's probably the best friend that you could have, and you should really find your Morgans and Colleens and Lukes in life because I don't know where I would be without them. Anyways, we ended up hating our old school because the education there was questionable. I won't name it, but it just wasn't for us. A lot of our friends still go there, so I guess it was worth it. I also met Frank there. I don't know if Frank's gonna watch this, but I don't know, Frank's cool. I also became really close with my math teacher there. I didn't really like him for the first semester. I don't know if he knows that or not, but I ended up going to all his office hours and bugging him all the time. I even played chess with him once, but he beat me in like 3 turns, but he told me to beat his wife in 2 turns, so I think that was supposed to make me feel better. I still email him and he writes me recommendation letters, along with my old engineering teacher. We ended up going to school in Chicago after that, and became roommates. Me and her went to the same English class and talked all the time, and it was just like our old school, but better because we were somewhere that we actually belonged. I'm really glad that we met because I have learned a lot from her. I think that's my life so far. Oh, I should have mentioned grade 6, I got my dog Simba. In grade 7, I got my dog Sprinkles, but she died. And I'm really sad about it still. It's kind of hard to talk about. So, yeah, Simba and Sprinkles are pretty inseparable. Simba and I are still really close. I was obviously really close with Sprinkles, but me and Simba now hang out all the time because I'm home. And even though I bother him a lot and he growls and he's super mean, I love him. He's my best friend. Well, him, Luke, Colleen, and Morgan. And other people that I'm definitely forgetting. So I'm studying bioengineering. I'm doing some research right now, which is pretty exciting and a really good opportunity for me considering that I'm an undergrad. I have to be reading and analyzing papers, but kind of unmotivated to do it because Corona means I can't actually be in the lab. I really hope that it ends soon so I can go back to school and hang out with Mo again, but I'll really miss being around my dog and my brother and my mom. If I were to draw our family now, here's Sprinkles. I'll draw her wearing a halo. She was the cutest dog, guys. I should do a video about her someday, but like I said, it's still really hard. Here's Simba. Here's me. And even though we've had a really rough time, I'm really thankful that this is my family, and I'm really thankful for the amazing friends that I've made. I feel really blessed and loved, and I'm just really glad that this is my life, even though it's really, really, really hard sometimes because of everything going on and basically stuff I'll probably just get into in other videos. So if you guys have any questions for me, comments, concerns, please leave them below. I would really like to have some video suggestions because I don't know what to do with this channel. And more than anything, stay safe and healthy because these are scary times. And thanks for watching, if you did. I hope that my life was at least a little interesting. I don't know. Let me know if you think so. And let me know what I talked about in this whole story thing that you think that you might want to know. So, thanks for watching. Sincerely, B. I can't tell, right? Okay. Bye, guys.